All right. Well, I am going to get started. So, good afternoon, and I truly thank you for joining me here this afternoon. Uh, I am very hopeful that you have been able to enjoy your summer, as well as spend some time with your loved ones. I'm here this afternoon with you until 5:55 to give you an overview of our reopening of school plans, and more specifically, how that relates to us here at Hawthorne. So to that end, I will be sharing my screen. I will be sharing a presentation with you, sharing information about schedules and some other information as well. Thereafter, I will be taking a look at our chat box to respond to questions. I am so thankful to have with us this afternoon Ms. Jasmine DePara, who is our math supervisor, and she will be assisting us with question and answer relative to translating in Spanish. So I welcome her and I thank her for being here with us, and we will hear from her during the Q&A portion. All right. So I want to thank many of you who've submitted questions in advance. And so I have been able to incorporate responses to those questions in my presentation tonight, but this afternoon rather. But if you have additional questions, again, feel free to leave your questions in the chat box. I will get started. All right. So I want to start by talking about our mission. And sorry about that. I want to start by talking about our mission. And no matter if we are learning in a brick and mortar environment or virtually, the mission of Hawthorne School is to provide our students a place where academic excellence, personal integrity, diverse perspectives, and meaningful relationships thrive in a safe, respectful, nurturing, and intellectually stimulating environment. Now, Teaneck Public Schools will be all virtual for the first marking period through November 12th, at which point in October, TPS, Teaneck Public Schools, will assess the status. Staff will be returning on September 1st for professional development. Students return on September 8th. Now, during all virtual learning, students will have a full day schedule on Mondays through Thursdays. Fridays will be a half-day schedule, and there will be a 12:30 dismissal. During the week of September 8th, though, students will have a half-day schedule. And that half-day schedule can be found on our school's website and will be emailed as well. Now, the schedule that we'll have from Monday through Friday, you'll be able to find that on our website as well, but I will share that momentarily. Now, our daily schedule is what I will share with you in just a moment. Our half-day schedule, I will not share that on our screen, but you will have that emailed to you. And again, that will be for Fridays. In addition, that will be for the first week of school, which is the week of September 8th. I will also be sharing with you information about the lesson planning components, meaning the general structure of the lesson. There were questions relative to how much asynchronous learning will take place and how much synchronous learning will take place, and I'll clarify what those things are to ensure that everyone is on the same page relative to that. In addition, I'll be talking about virtual learning expectations. So let me take a moment to do that now. So our virtual learning schedule will look like this. I'll just keep this on the screen for just a brief moment. And this kind of gives you an idea. And again, this will be posted on our website and it will be emailed to you as well. Let's see, I'm trying to get around this. All right. Now, as you may have heard, Teaneck Public Schools will be utilizing a model which involves a mixture of synchronous, meaning live instruction, synchronous learning, and asynchronous learning, which is not live instruction. So having said that, I wanted to lay forth a general guideline relative to the way in which class will be taught. And so the class essentially will start with some daily check-ins. There will be a daily check-in, if you will, for us in the beginning of the day. That's when you have your morning meeting, your community building circles, daily check-ins with our students, etc. And that will be live. The opening of the lesson will be an explanation of the content. Teachers will also be modeling the content of the day's learning target or the day's objective, and that will be live instruction. That can also be referred to as the mini lesson. There will be, for the remaining 60% of the period, generally speaking, there will be small group collaboration via Google Meets. There will be Google breakout groups when that is available. Google is working on that option, but there will be small group collaboration via Google Meets. There will be individual conferences. There will also be an opportunity for students to work asynchronously, meaning working on their own relative to the activities, the tasks, and assignments, and teachers will be able to support them in that process should they need assistance. Teachers will be monitoring. And then the closing, of course, is ensuring that teachers ensuring that students are understanding the content, understanding the objective, and so they're assessing their understanding. Now, there are some virtual learning expectations for our students, and so I'm going to share those with you now. In addition, we certainly need your help and your support, parents, with regards to ensuring that this is a seamless process. So, of course, the online learning experience is new for many of us. And it should be noted that videos are solely for the educational use of our Teaneck Public Schools families. Please refrain from taking screenshots, recordings, or sharing classroom videos. Snapshots and recorded videos of lessons are prohibited, and all lessons are exclusive to the members of the classroom. Now, students are expected to be on time, sign into Google Meet, and stay for the duration of class. During synchronous live instruction, they are expected to turn on their camera. They're expected to use their real name so the teacher and classmates can know who they are. They're expected to wear proper attire. During all virtual sessions, all students must be dressed appropriately for class. They should choose a good location with a non-distracting background. They're expected to participate and complete all online and offline instructional activities. They're expected to engage fully in lessons by providing their focused attention and participation and be active learners. In their breakout rooms, they're supposed to be working only on the tasks that the teacher has assigned and with their classmates. They're expected to ask questions if something is not clear. It's certainly likely that someone else may have the same question. They're expected to complete all tasks and assignments and actively listen to discussions and submit required work on time. They should not be sharing their password with anyone outside of the class group because each Google Classroom rather, has a password. Now, if something is happening that's inappropriate in the virtual classroom, they are welcome to send a private chat message or email their teacher. In this case, they would send a private chat message, or they would inform you, and then you can then inform their teacher. As a reminder, please they should turn off their camera, audio, or exit and return to the virtual classroom if they're attending to something that is non-school related. And if they're unable to be present, that should be communicated to their teacher. Now, in terms of the support we need from you, our parents and guardians, parents are expected to report the reason for the child's absence if the child is not present in school to the school secretary on the day of the absence. And actually for us, it would be our school nurse. And you'll get that information so that we're clear about that. Recognize, please, that our educators are available to support our students and their families. So please feel free to reach out to us should you need support. Create and maintain for your child an environment which is conducive to online learning. As students will participate in whole group or small group video sessions, please ensure that there aren't any errant noises and that the area is free from distraction as best as possible, of course. Please understand and respect that the only voices and images that should be present on the screen during instructional sessions are those of the students. And for students who need parental assistance to navigate virtual platforms, parents are asked to accompany their child in order to successfully partake in the activities, i.e. for our kindergartners. All right. I'm going to take a moment to head back. So now, with regards to instructional resources, Go Math workbooks, and things of that nature, there will be a schedule for the distribution of instructional resources and some supplies. I also want to give a shout out, if you will, to our PTA for being so generous. They will be providing every child with a whiteboard and a marker as well. And so those supplies will be a part of the distribution. Chromebook distribution is taking place at Teaneck High School in the Cranford parking lot. The distribution schedule was posted on our school's website, and I also included that in our email. In addition to that, Dr. Irving sent out an email on Friday, and the distribution list is embedded in that email as well. Student account information relative to logging on onto their account, if you will be shared by your child's teacher. Sorry about that. Now, we recognize as a school district that this is a quite tenuous time, and that many of our young people are just trying to make sense of the ever-changing world and the ways in which the world around them is evolving. And so, having said that, we are committed to focusing our lessons on social emotional learning and providing character education, having group and individual support for students. And in addition to that, also we do have a mental health initiative in our district, which any child can participate in. If you're interested in learning more about that, when school begins, you're welcome to reach out to Colette Brantley, who is our counseling outreach worker, and she'll be glad to provide you with that information. Special education students will be receiving services as denoted in their IEPs, and there will be virtual parent meetings which are held. Our English language learners will receive at least one period of instruction by an ESL teacher, and parent meetings will take place as well. And in terms of tag support, our talented and gifted support, that will continue to be provided by our tag teacher. Breakfast and lunch will be available via the district's Grab and Go program at the high school and possibly at Bryant. We will also have a drop-in program. A drop-in program, the drop-in program rather, is the place at which parents can have children remain during the school day, participate in live instruction, etc. That will commence, that will begin on September 21st, and the hours of that program will be 8 a.m. through 3 p.m. And there will be two locations, one drop-in program at Bryant and one at Whittier. There will be approximately 50 students per school. Now, there is a criteria for that program, which I will mention. So the criteria for that program is as follows. Priority will be given to students who fall into one or more of the following categories. Students whose parents are essential workers per the CDC identified notation relative to an essential worker. Students who are free and reduced lunch, students who are homeless, and it should be noted that if you would like your child to participate in the program, you must agree to have the child participate through the first marking period. That's the commitment that must be made. In addition, the child must be tested for COVID and have a negative baseline test. In addition, the parent must complete a wellness form on a daily basis, indicating that the child, indicating specific things on the form prior to sending the child to school on a daily basis, to the drop-in program. Students will be monitored by non-instructional staff, and the program is free of cost. We do have, or we will have, an after-school tutoring program, which will be approximately 60 to 75 minutes after school, and more information will follow regarding that. In addition, we do have the SAC program as well, which is our after-school childcare program, and that is between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Now, that is a program for which the parents will have to pay. All right. All right, I'm trying to come back to you. I just have quite a few things open here. All right. So now I am going to navigate over to our chat box. And I'm going to ask Mr. Para if she could unmute her mic. All right. Hi, hello, just saying hi. Hello, hello. All right. So we have, will standardized testing be in effect this year? If not, why not? We will be awaiting guidance regarding standardized testing from the New Jersey Department of Education.
La pregunta es si las pruebas estandarizadas entrarán en vigor este año. Si no, ¿por qué no? Este año tenemos que esperar el guía del estado de Nueva Jersey de la educación, porque en estos momentos, con todo lo que está pasando, tenemos que esperar hasta que ellos nos digan que sí o que no podemos hacer los exámenes.
Okay, will teachers be in the classroom while giving instruction? If not, why not?
¿Estarán los maestros en la aula o en el salón de la clase mientras imparten instrucciones? Si no, ¿por qué no?
Okay, so our teachers will be teaching from home. They will not be in the classroom. The reason for that is to mitigate, minimize the number of people who are in the building, and to minimize risk in terms of people coming into contact with each other.
Los maestros y las maestras van a estar dando instrucción de su hogar. La razón que ellos van a estar en su hogar es para, obviamente, para mitigar el problema con el COVID, para que así todo el mundo esté con buena salud y no tengamos problemas con los maestros y también con cualquier otra persona que esté entrando al building.
Previously, fourth graders were able to select an instrument to learn. Will this still be an option this year?
Anteriormente, los niños de cuarto grado podían seleccionar un instrumento para aprender. Seguiría siendo una opción este año escolar.
So we will be reassessing that when we are reassessing whether or not we are returning to in-person learning for the second marking period. But to begin the year, no, that will not be an option.
Para empezar el año escolar no va a ser una opción, pero vamos a reassessar para así para el segundo periodo le podemos decir si podemos hacerlo o no, si vamos a regresar a la escuela o todavía vamos a estar en la casa.
Are students using the same Chromebooks, or are they distributing new ones to students?
¿Estarán los estudiantes o sus niños usando el mismo, la traducción es libros de cuaderno de Chrome, o van a estar distribuyendo otros nuevos para los estudiantes?
Yes, students are able to keep the Chromebooks that they received last year, last school year. If they do not have that Chromebook or there's something wrong with that Chromebook, the student is welcome to return that Chromebook or pick up a new Chromebook at the Chromebook Depot.
Los niños usarán el Chromebook que tenían del año anterior escolar. Ahora, si tiene algún problema con el Chromebook, lo puede llevar para atrás al Chrome Depot, que es en la Teaneck High School. Pueden ir ahí y si hay, otra vez si hay algún problema con el Chromebook, si no, el niño se va a quedar con el que tiene ahora.
When do you expect to share Google Classroom codes?
¿Cuándo esperará compartir los códigos del Google Classroom?
Teachers will be creating their Google Classrooms during the week of September 1st, and you will receive the Google Classroom codes during that week.
Los maestros estarán organizando sus Google Classroom y la semana de septiembre 1 y al final de esa semana van a recibir los códigos.
Is the breakfast and lunch free for everyone?
¿El desayuno y el almuerzo será gratis para todos?
No, in order for the form for free and reduced lunch must be completed if in fact you would like to be considered for free or reduced lunch.
No, tiene que completar el formulario del almuerzo para así poder participar sin pagar.
And we will be sending out that form along with information about the supply list.
El formulario lo van a mandar a su casa y también la lista de las materias que necesitan los niños.
And welcome letters from your child's teacher.
Y también una carta de parte de la maestra para sus niños.
Are the class schedules listed on Skyward? If not, when will it be?
Están las clases, la lista de la clase para los niños en el sistema de Skyward. Y si no están, ¿para cuándo estarán?
The class schedules are listed. Most students only have one core content teacher. However, if there are some of our students who have more than one, and it's already listed in Skyward, you should be able to access it now.
Ahora mismito las clases están alistadas en el sistema de Skyward. Si el niño tiene una maestra nada más, va a tener la maestra en esa lista para todas las materias. Si no, si el niño tiene 2 maestras, la segunda maestra estará inscrita ahí en el sistema de Skyward.
In the event you need a Chromebook replacement, do you follow the same schedule? And that's the same applies. Please refer to the Chromebook distribution schedule to pick up a replacement.
La pregunta es si necesita el Chromebook para llevarlo con cualquier cosa, que si esté dañado o necesitar uno nuevo por alguna razón, tiene que participar con el sistema que ya tienen para distribuir.
Will there be a virtual meet and greet with the new teachers?
Habrá una perdón, me estoy poniendo un poquito nerviosa. I'm apologizing to them because I'm getting a little nervous translating for them. La pregunta es, para conocer las maestras nuevas, si van a tener como si fuera, va a ser un Zoom o si no un Google Meet virtualmente.
I'll slow down. Do you need me to slow down, Mr. Barra?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we had not discussed a virtual meet and greet with the new teachers, but that's a conversation that we can have. And if we decide to do that, of course, we'll send out that information as soon as possible.
No hemos hablado todavía con la maestra nueva, pero vamos a hablar con ella y que enseguida que tenemos la información se la mandemos a todos ustedes.
Will first graders be expected to write assignments? During the summer session, there was use of Google Doc and iExcel, but not actual writing. Will there be workbooks or textbooks distributed?
Para los niños de primer grado, estarán escribiendo los niños. En el programa de verano estuvieron usando Google Docs y también estuvieron usando iExcel, pero no estaban escribiendo actualmente. Habrán libros para ellos estar escribiendo y se van a ser distribuidos.
Okay, first grade, there will be a myriad of ways that which first graders can participate. So if they can write, they'll be able to write. They'll also be able to utilize the Google Docs as well. We also are purchasing instructional programs, whereas they can speak to communicate, you know, relative to the assignments. And yes, there will be workbooks distributed.
Si los niños van a estar escribiendo, van a poder usar el Google Docs, también van a haber programas de instrucción para que los niños puedan hablar y de ahí puedan escribir.
If my child is sick, will there be a recording of the class so he can view afterwards?
Si mi niño o niña estará enfermo, van a ver la clase, la materia que estaba durante el día, va a estar grabada y la pueden ver luego en la tarde.
No, there will be no recording of the class, as we don't want to record the students in the classroom. However, you know, certainly you can catch up with the student. Well, she can't say catch up with the student. The teacher will catch up, excuse me, with the student and provide the student with the information that he or she missed, much like we would do if the child missed school and we have in-person learning.
No, la sesión no va a estar grabada, obviamente por la privacidad del estudiante y de ustedes también, pero la maestra o el maestro se va a comunicar con el niño, como se ha hecho en el pasado, para hablar, para hablar con el niño y decirle la materia que el niño no estaba presente.
Will teachers be teaching to the standardized testing requirements?
Estarán los maestros o las maestras dando clase para el requerido de los exámenes estandarizados.
So we don't teach to standard testing requirements. What we do essentially is we teach the standards and we teach objectives which are aligned to standards, the New Jersey state standards. So we don't teach to the test, but we teach standards.
Nosotros no estamos dando la clase para los niños directamente es para standardized testing o los exámenes estandarizados. Lo que nosotros hacemos es, nosotros estamos dando la materia para los niños del currículo que tiene que ser para el grado indicado del niño, que es parte del estado de New Jersey.
Will the TAG program still be operating for students who participated last year?
¿Estará el programa de TAG operando este año como el año pasado?
Yes, so yes, students will be able to participate in the TAG program, and our TAG teacher will be providing those supports.
Sí, los niños sí van a participar en el programa de TAG como el año anterior y la maestra le va a estar dando el soporte que necesita.
Are there any social skills programs? Our child was in a social skills group last year, and this is especially important.
Habrán algunos programas para programa social para el niño que en el año pasado participó. Esto es muy importante, especialmente ahora con las clases virtuales.
Absolutely, there will be supplemental social skills programs, which are going to be run by Ms. Brantley.
Absolutamente, van a haber programas suplementar que van a estar corridos por Ms. Brantley.
My child has an IEP for speech, but didn't receive the lessons during the remote learning section. Will these sessions be added to this school year? That's a conversation that would have to be had with your child's case manager. Please email me and let me follow up regarding that.
La pregunta es, el niño no tiene un IEP para speech, con problemas de hablar. El niño no recibió el programa durante el año escolar que estábamos virtual. Esta sesión estarán añadida este año. Por favor, mándele un email a la señora Pitt y también, por favor, al manager de los casos del niño suyo. Es imperativamente que tiene que mandarle otra vez el email, el correo electrónico al case manager, que es el manejador del caso de usted, del niño suyo, y también a la señora Pitt.
Okay. Will my daughter have a 504 plan this year? Will I be able to meet with her teacher to go over the plan before the school year starts? If there is a request for a 504 plan, please email us to let us know, meaning email me to let me know that that's something that you're requesting. Then there would have to be an initial 504 planning meeting, and we would go from there.
La pregunta es si mi niña tiene un plan de 504 este año. Podré hablar con la maestra y repasar el plan antes del año escolar. Ms. P quiere que usted le mande el correo electrónico a ella y también si el niño o niña no tiene ese plan, no es para este año, se tiene que empezar con el papel inicial otra vez.
What time are fourth graders finished with class for the day? It's at 3 o'clock.
La pregunta es, ¿a qué hora terminarán los niños de cuarto grado la clase del día? Será a las 3 de la tarde.
And that's from Monday through Thursday, but on Fridays, dismissal is at 12:30.
De lunes, eso será de lunes a jueves y los viernes salen a las 2:30.
During summer school, the children got a chance to get to know the students on a deeper level. Will there be opportunities also for peer-to-peer interaction? Yes, absolutely.
Durante el verano escolar, los niños tuvieron la oportunidad de conocerse en un nivel más profundo. Tendrán esas oportunidades para ellos conocerse en ese nivel otra vez. Absolutamente van a tener esa oportunidad otra vez.
So just to elaborate a little, yes, students will be having peer-to-peer interaction and working in groups in Google Meet sessions.
En las secciones de Google Meet, los niños van a tener esa oportunidad.
Thank you so much. So we have a parent who's saying that Gilmore Realty in Teaneck is providing back to school supplies and left a phone number and an email address to sign up. So what I will do is I will take that information and share it via email in an email blast to our families. Thank you so much.
La señora dice que ella va a coger la información que pusieron aquí, es sobre Gilmore Realty. Van a estar dándole materia para los niños para regresar a la clase. Pusieron el número ahí y también el correo electrónico de ellos. Y lo que me va a hacer es, ella está anotando la información y lo va a mandar a todos ustedes.
Okay. How will I know if my child, how will we know if your child will be in tag again in 4th grade? If your child was receiving tag services in 3rd grade, your child will be receiving tag services in 4th grade as well.
La pregunta es, ¿cómo sabré si mi niño o niña estará en el programa de tag otra vez en 4º grado? Si su hijo o su hija estuvo en el programa en 3er grado y estaba participando, estará participando en 4º grado también.
Will there be opportunities for paraprofessionals to work with students throughout the day in Google Meets? Yes. If a class has a paraprofessional or if a student has a one-to-one paraprofessional, yes, that will be an option.
La pregunta es, ¿habrán oportunidades para la persona paraprofesional para trabajar con los estudiantes durante el día en el sistema de Google Meet? Sí, si es una a una, esa profesional va a estar ayudando a los niños y si es en clase total también.
What time will school start? 9:30, I hope. No, not at 9:30. School starts at 8:30.
La pregunta es si la escuela va a empezar a las 9:30. Yo espero, dice la persona. La señora Pitt dice que no, va a empezar a las 8:30 en punto.
Will there be DRA testing? We have not, curriculum and instruction has not decided specifically if we'll be using the DRA or another diagnostic assessment, baseline assessment, but there will be a baseline assessment in reading.
La pregunta es si para lectura van a hacer el examen que han usado anteriormente, que se llama DRA o DRA. Ahora mismito nosotros estamos verificando si vamos a usar ese programa diagnóstico o si no vamos a usar otro para accesar el niño.
Will we still have back to school night to meet the teachers? Yes, we will be having a back to school night. Even if it's virtual, yes, we will be having a back to school night.
La pregunta es si este año vamos a tener para conocer los maestros, es conocido como back to school en inglés, en otras palabras, regresando a la escuela, aunque no va a ser en persona, va a ser virtualmente.
When will distribution of supplies be? A schedule will be forthcoming regarding that. It would likely be either the week of September 8th or the following week.
La pregunta es, ¿cuándo van a distribuir las materias? ¿O va a ser la semana de septiembre 8 o si no la próxima semana?
What about students socializing via video conference? That is a matter that will be handled by the teacher and myself with regards to just guidelines and expectations about virtual learning.
La próxima pregunta, parte de la pregunta es, ¿los niños van a estar socializando virtualmente? La señora Pitt dice que va a ser algo que la maestra o el maestro, igual con ella conjuntamente, van a enseñar a los niños y van a explicarle lo que ellos tienen que las expectaciones para ello.
What will the hours of after-school tutoring be? The hours will be approximately 60 to 75 minutes after the end of the school day. So it would last, say, between, I'm not sure if it'll start at 3:30 or not, But I'm thinking it will start anywhere between 3:15 and say 3:30. And so it'll be about approximately 60 minutes to 75 minutes thereafter.
La pregunta es, ¿cuál es el horario para el programa después de la escuela de tutor? Soy un padre que trabajo y necesito saber el horario. Nespe dice que obviamente va a ser después de las 3 de la tarde. El programa corre de 60 a 75 minutos y lo más posible que empezará a las 3:15 o las 3:30.
Thank you. I see a raised hand. Please put your question or statement in the chat box.
La persona que tiene la mano alzada, por favor, puede escribir la pregunta en el formulario. Si la tienen que escribir en español, por favor, escríbanla en español. I've explained to them if they need to write it in Spanish, they can write it in Spanish in the chat box.
Okay, great. Thank you. What is the TAG program? The TAG program is our Talented and Gifted program.
La pregunta es, ¿qué es?
At the elementary school level,
No, go ahead.
At the elementary school level, what essentially happens is there are students who are pulled out in 3rd and 4th grade for pull-out sessions where they receive enrichment from our TAG teacher.
La pregunta es, ¿qué significa TAG? ¿Cuál es el programa de TAG? El programa de TAG es para, en otras palabras, es para los niños que excelen un poquito más, que son considerados, como se dice en español, talentosos y dotados.
Will there be school supplies like the Summer Bridge program? There will be supplies which are distributed that are basic, but we do have a school supply list that we will be sharing. You'll be receiving that email. Every grade level has a school supply list.
La pregunta es, ¿darán las materias de escolar como lo hicieron para el programa de verano? Lo que dice MESPE, van a dar básica. So, la materia básica que le van a dar y también cada grado va a tener, o cada nivel va a tener una lista de la materia que se necesita.
Someone needs a hotspot, please, you can retrieve a hotspot by going to the Chromebook Depot, which again is Teaneck High School's Cranford parking lot. And there are specific hours whereas you can go and pick up either a Chromebook or a hotspot there. That information was in my email, was in my email, will be posted on our website as well in terms of the schedule of times where the tech department will be there.
La pregunta, no hay una palabra para traducir hotspot, pero se la voy a explicar lo mejor posible. Eso es para darle como si fuera internet en su casa. Va a tener que, por favor, puede ir a Teaneck High School para que así, eso también con el Chromebook Depot, y así le pueden dar la información que necesita.
My child is in an inclusion program, and there's a question as to whether or not they'll have access to the TeachTown videos, which were used during the ESY program. I'm not certain about the TeachTown videos in particular, but we have a number of other instructional resources as well as technology resources. I have just purchased quite a few, given that we're certainly starting virtually. It's, again, there will be some form of virtual learning for, at least for now. But we have a number of technology resources and the like that we've purchased for a school.
La pregunta es, mi hijo o mi hija estuvo en el programa de inclusión y quería saber si tendrá acceso a los videos de TeachTown como lo tuvo durante el programa del año escolar extendido. La señora Pitt dice que no está muy segura si van a tener el acceso al TeachTown, pero sí hay muchos más recursos de tecnología que ellos han investido para su dinero para poder los niños tengan acceso.
There's a question about how to sign up for the drop-in program. That information will be forthcoming from the district, and as soon as it is shared with parents, I will then share it as well via my school email.
Ms. Pitt, I'm sorry, I don't see that question on here. Can you repeat it again?
Sure. There was a question about how to sign up for the drop-in program.
Ok, la pregunta es para el programa que se había mencionado anteriormente, que se llama el Drop-In, que va a ser dejando a los niños, la información ella le estará mandando.
I have a question about kindergarten placement, someone who hasn't received information about that. Our registrar office is working very diligently to get all the placements done. But if you would send me an email at npit@teenexschools.org, I'll be certain to ensure that the registrar has your information.
Mi hijo aún no ha recibido su ubicación en la clase de jardín de infantes, con quien hablamos para facilitar la recepción de esta información. Ahora mismo tu registración está haciendo todo esto, pero por favor me pueden mandar un correo electrónico a npitt@teenexschools.org.
The next 3 questions are about whether or not there will be breaks in the schedule and what time school ends. So yes, there are breaks built into the schedule for every grade level, and you'll be able to see that on the schedule that's posted on our website, and that will be emailed to you. In addition to that, school ends at 3 o'clock. However, on Fridays, it ends at 12:30 during virtual learning.
Las próximas 3 preguntas básicamente están hablando sobre los niños, si tendrán descansos durante el día, aprendizaje virtual. Los niños, por favor, saben que sí van a tener durante las clases, sí van a tener este tiempo para que así no estén siempre al frente de la computadora. La hora escolar es de 8:30 a 3, de lunes a jueves, y los viernes a las 2:30.
Okay, someone said thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback. All right. It appears that other than lunch and short breaks, that children are expected to be at the computer from 8:30 to 3 p.m., 4 days a week. Is that correct? And if so, why isn't the day shorter?
Parece que además del almuerzo y los descansos breves, se espera que los niños estén frente a la computadora de 8:30 hasta las 3 de la tarde, 4 días a la semana. ¿Es esto correcto? Si es así, explique por qué el día no es más corto.
So, as I mentioned, the schedule is a general schedule. However, teachers will be monitoring the tenure of their classroom. And so when students need more breaks, they will be providing them with more breaks. Now, relative to, just to specify, it's 5 days of instruction from 8:30 to 3 o'clock for 4 days, and then on Friday, it's a half day. Let me stop there for a moment.
Los horarios obviamente están puestos, pero si vamos a decir que la clase necesita un poquito más de tiempo, la maestra sí obviamente le va a dar el tiempo a los niños. Pero por favor, acuérdense que son 5 días a la semana, 4 días de 8:30 a 3, y el viernes es de 8:30 a 2:30.
And the reason we have a full day schedule is because we are, despite the fact that we are learning in this virtual way, we want to maintain the level of rigor that we would maintain if we were in person. And we know the challenges that we have, sitting in front of a computer and the like, but we are, of course, trying to mimic a real in-person experience as best as possible.
Por favor, tienen que saber que nosotros estamos asegurarnos del nivel de rigor que le estamos dando a los niños, como si estuvieran en el salón y estuvieran frente de los maestros diariamente. Estamos de imitar y desafiar lo que estamos haciendo para que los niños tengan esa experiencia real.
Okay, I just want to note that we are at 5:51. We do have a hard stop at 5:55. So I'm going to try to answer as many more questions as I can. This is being recorded and the questions are going to be screenshot. So any questions that I am not able to get to, I will respond to them and post them on our website. All right, what will the inclusion class be like? Will there be more support than last year? So both teachers will be working simultaneously in the Google Classroom. There will be opportunities for students to step up to meet in smaller groups in Google Meet sessions, and that's the way in which the class will run.
La pregunta es, ¿cómo será la aula de inclusión o el salón de inclusión? ¿Habrá más apoyo que el año pasado? Por favor, los niños va a ser simultáneamente, que los niños van a estar trabajando y también van a tener la oportunidad con el Google Meet para así trabajar con grupos más chiquitos para así asistir a sus niños.
There was a question, or there is a question rather, regarding whether or not circle time, what community building will be taking place, will it be like circle time, and will it be a time to get to know each other? Yes. So morning circle, morning meeting, community building, all of that typically takes place between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And yes, it's an opportunity for students to get to know each other, for the teacher to have conversation with the students as well. That's not necessarily academic in nature, but really providing that social support.
La pregunta es, ¿la construcción comunitaria se llevará a cabo? Mi hija está en el 3er grado, ¿será esto como la hora de círculo cuando están pasando el fin de semana? Conocerse después de la asistencia, de la tendencia. So, es como si es una reunión matutina de 8:30 a 9 que van a estar hablando con los niños, con la maestra, y es concentrado más en lo emocional del niño para que así ellos también se conozcan y puedan hablar y sentirse cómodos.
And this is the last question that I'm taking live. However, as I mentioned, I'm screenshotting the rest of the questions and I will post responses to those questions on our website. Where can I find the school supplies? Online for kindergarten. You will receive an email which includes the school supply list, the welcome letter from the teacher, as well as the information about free or reduced lunch, if in fact that is a form that you would like to complete. Okay.
¿Dónde puedo encontrar los útiles escolares o de la materia que necesito en línea para el jardín de infancia? Va a estar distribuido por MESP, va a ser la lista, también la carta de bienvenido o como es conocido como el welcome letter de la maestra y también el formulario de almuerzo.
All right. So at this time, I am going to conclude the meeting. I really thank everyone for being here. We have about 71 participants, so I'm very thankful for that, and I appreciate that. We will continue our ongoing communication. And again, I will respond to the questions which are here on our website and send out an email to inform you when those questions and answers are posted. Thank you again for your time. Please stay safe and healthy, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you again, Mr. Para. Much appreciated.
No problem. I'm just going to translate very quickly that you will be responding to these questions.
Sure.
El resto de las preguntas que están aquí, que no han podido contestar, van a ser escritas y las respuestas van a estar disponibles para todos ustedes.